Dan. You know I love you, but I cannot remember ever disagreeing with you more strongly. Right off the bat, you should know I'm a little biased. I'm a film student. But there are some points you made and that Gears made that made me want to punch a hole in my neighbor's wall. Not my wall. I like my wall. Let me preface this by saying that I'm talking about movies in general, which includes but is not limited to movies based on books. If you think this negates my point, I apologize, but hopefully you'll keep watching because you like that thing. Because I like that thing a lot. Number one, Gears point.
A movie is a source of entertainment. It is there to entertain us and make us enjoy ourselves. A book, on the other hand, although entertaining, is a vessel to tell a message.
Mr. Gears, if you're watching, you seem like a nice guy with an awesome accent, and I hope we can still be friends. But anybody who's seen a movie like Requiem for a Dream, or Boys Don't Cry, can tell you that not every movie is meant to be entertaining. Both of these are phenomenal movies, but I never want to see either one of them again. Like, ever. And if you think that a movie can't be a vessel to tell a message, then you, my friend, are watching the wrong movies. Some of the best films I've ever seen, including the ones that were based on books, have had messages that have stuck with me long after the credits roll. And when you finish a good movie, you have just as much to think about as when you finish a good book. It's my cat. In this way, a good movie takes much longer to understand than its full running time, and even then, some people like to argue. Don't they? Did I mention I'm a film major? Point number two?
You are more emotionally invested in the story with books.
Okay, this one might be a bit subjective, and I know my bias is showing. Film student. But I've read a lot of books, and I've only ever read one that actually made me cry. This one, to be exact. If you haven't, you must read it. It is amazing. Bawling, literally. Like, tears. But a movie that's done right can have the exact same effect. And maybe it's because I'm a more visual person, or maybe it's because I watch a lot of movies, but there have been many more movies out there that have had me in tears. We're talking, like, 5. The problem, and I hate to say it, is that most movies kind of suck. And here's a secret. Most books do too. The difference lies in what the general public is aware of. Popular movies usually suck because for some reason people like bad movies. Excuse me. I'm a film major. While popular books are awesome because most of the time, to reach the level of popularity of a Hollywood movie, a book has to be pretty freaking great. Or at least pander to an audience that's either very big or very uneducated. Number 3.
Books are much better at conveying the author's originally intended message.
Well, duh, the author wrote it. The message of the movie, on the other hand, is under the control of the director. Sometimes it's the same as the book, but sometimes the director, for whatever reason, wants to focus on a different message. And who's to say that message isn't just as valid? Sometimes the message of the book is ridiculously offensive, and the movie has to dial it down a bit, or focus on something else entirely. Some might say this is sort of like changing history.
No, I think we're improving history.
But the book is still out there, and despite what some might think, the existence of a movie does not negate the existence of a book. Also, in the same way that a blind squirrel finds his nuts, did I get that right? Sometimes a movie comes along that tells the author's story in a way much better than the book did. This is usually debatable, but how much can you argue when even the author says that the movie was better? For example, The Sweet Hereafter, directed by Adam Roach, based on the book by Russell Banks. Check it out, it's fantastic. Number 4.
Movies don't allow for individual interpretation. They don't allow for the viewer to project elements of their own life onto the story.
Now I realize you're speaking about this one in pretty specific terms, but I'm going to broaden the topic a little bit, because yes, they do! Maybe not in terms of the appearances of the characters and locations, but I for one have no problem projecting myself and my experiences onto the people and the places that I'm watching in movies. Especially if the character is super relatable or if the movie's set in a place that I've been. Now I'm pretty sure those are all the delicious beefs I have with your delicious steaks, so regarding all the points that I didn't mention, consider yourself agreed with. By me. I know, awesome, right? Dan and Gears, I love you, you guys are awesome, and if you're watching, thank you so much for hearing me out. Peace. I kinda wish I hadn't done that.